In this edition of the Bucs Daily MinuteCast, Chris Godwin is a game time decision. What player on the Cowboys said that Tom Brady likes to crush you like a roach? And what can we expect from this Bucs team? Let's talk about all of that and more next on this edition of the Bucs Daily MinuteCast. Keep it right here.
MinuteCast Media.
10,000!
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers MinuteCast starts right now.
Bucs on 3, 1, 2, 3, Bucs!
This is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers MinuteCast. Well, hello and welcome into this edition of the Bucs Daily MinuteCast. I'm so glad you decided to join me today. As always, this podcast is free and available on all the major platforms. You can find this podcast on the Bucs Report. Check them out online, bucsreport.com. You can also find this podcast on YouTube. Just look up the Bucs Report. And this audio podcast is also available wherever you get your audio podcasts. My name is Dan Holme. You can find me on Twitter. It's at DanCaps218. And just to get things started here, we do have a new sponsor for the show in Manscaped. So go get 20% off at manscaped.com. Free shipping with promo code MinuteCast. So help out these independent podcasts. This podcast for the most part is independent. I don't have any links to any major podcasting companies. So just go out and support the companies that support these independent podcasts. So in this edition, that is what we're talking about today is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they're going to be taking on the Dallas Cowboys. And there are some question marks out there. Is Chris Godwin going to be playing out there? And then, honestly, how is Hainsey, Leverett? What is the center situation? How are the Bucs sitting in that situation? So let's just get started with some of the news here. Chris Godwin was not at practice today during the portion to the media. Bucs cornerback Zion McCollum is still working with trainers. Wide receiver Julio Jones, who has had a maintenance day off Wednesday, is back at practice. And on the right brand, Kyle Trask is on the field during practice. And, that's the thing about Kyle Trask is he might not get a lot of opportunities this season. So it is up to him to make the most of his opportunities. I do think that, I know that this is a bit debatable to say out there, but I do think that Kyle Trask is the quarterback of the future for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think, as we all know, this is the last season ostensibly with Tom Brady and the Bucs and in the NFL for that matter. So just for him to go out there and get those extra reps is important. He wants to step on you on your throat like a roach. That's what you look like to competitors. That's why if you're a real competitor, you look to Tom Brady. Cowboys Micah Parsons said that on Tom Brady. And that's Tom Brady casting a wide shadow out there. He is respected and he is the greatest of all time. It's not like debatable. It's not conspiracy theory. Statistically, he is the greatest quarterback of all time. But to just get that recognition from other players throughout the NFL, I think is really a cool moment. Bucs wide receiver Chris Godwin confirmed he didn't practice today, and the decision to play versus Dallas will be made Sunday. Obviously, I think it's a very complicated process. I think whenever the time comes for the game, I think everybody will know. But until then, even I'm not sure. And, there's a lot of factors that tie into that. If you look at players and if they play, there are team doctors, there's team physicians, there are many on the team. Because if you talk to a lot of different players out there, they're going to say, yeah, I'm good to go, put me in. Sometimes they'll do that to their own detriment. They'll go out there and play injured. So, I think that we should proceed with caution with Godwin out there, kind of like what he talked about there. These games are important. There is no doubt. But where we really need Godwin is where we didn't have him last year towards the end of the season. Just think about what better position this Bucs team would be in if they had Godwin out there. So no update on wide receiver Chris Godwin per head coach Todd Bowles. Says Godwin continues to grow in confidence, needs to take hit below the knees, which team cannot simulate. When he returns, the decision will be made by Godwin and the doctors. And, I think that if you were to ask Godwin right now if you're good to go, I think he would say, yeah, coach, put me in. But, that's what I'm talking about is you need to do these things carefully. And I don't want to stir the pot here, but when Godwin was injured, to me, as a fan, it looked deliberate. I remember watching the game in real time and thinking to myself, ouch, that one hurts. And, that's one of the things that's talked about oftentimes is you hear a lot about helmet on helmet contact, but what you don't hear about is helmet on knee. And I think that is something that is going to need to be addressed going forward to help, eliminate these situations. Because Chris Godwin, let's take a look and see where would this Bucs team have been if Chris Godwin would have been out there. I know that, Tom Brady had a wide arsenal of different players to throw to, but Godwin is a player that he likes to throw to a lot. Byron Leftwich says the Bucs offense can be even better than it was last year by being more consistent. And there were times last year of consistency issues, but you can see that, throughout the NFL. Byron Leftwich says that rookie Rachaad White had a hell of a camp and carries himself like a veteran player. We will have to see what his role is on the offense develops as the season progresses. And that is stacked running back core, Keyshawn Vaughn and Leonard Fournette and Giovanni Bernard ostensibly out there. So, I think that Rachaad White, he's kind of a young guy, but he went about it the right way. He went about it with respect. He took notes. He's not like one of these guys that's kind of, totally caught up with his image and, what he thinks cool and all that kind of stuff. But I do think that White has a promising future on this team. There's kind of a little brother, big brother aspect I've heard about between Leonard Fournette and him. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think that, if White can learn some stuff from Fournette, obviously that would be great. But just let's hope that we can get big production out of that running back core. Tom Brady says wide receiver Julio Jones is obviously a great player, but he's also a great teammate. Says you can tell he's here for all the right reasons. And, you got to think someone like Julio Jones probably got a lot of different offers out there, probably got offered, quite a few deals that involved quite a bit of money, but he chose to come here. And, you can't overlook the magnetism of Tom Brady on a team. I do think that had some to do with it. But, it is good. The Bucs are stacked. It's the intangibles. It's the things that the Bucs couldn't have planned for. What are some of those things that I'm talking about? Ryan Jensen getting injured. So, it is going to be interesting to see in game one versus the Cowboys if Godwin's in and what kind of other injuries are, kind of laying in wait for this team. Chris Godwin on if he thought available on Sunday night would definitely be a game time decision. He said, I would imagine so. Head coach Todd Bowles says Cowboys' big play ability on special teams is a big concern this weekend. And, I don't mean to just, look at this team with rose-colored glasses, but I do think that the Bucs, them beating the Cowboys, I think is a slam dunk. I do think I would be very surprised, if for some reason the Cowboys won this game. I just really don't think that is what's in the cards here. But, it will be a good game. It is game one. It is, it is a game that saw Tom Brady not get a lot of activity in the preseason. I know that he was at the mini camps and OTAs, but he did not get a lot of preseason snaps. So it's going to be, interesting to see, how it all gels together. All right, so after the break here, we are going to continue to talk about the Bucs. Godwin, a game time decision. We'll talk a little bit more in depth about that. And Tom Brady talks about Julio Jones, the offensive line, and more. But first, a word from our sponsor. All right, and now a word from our sponsor at Manscaped. Football is back. We're back to seeing Brady sling beautiful balls all over the field, and our friends at Manscaped are here to help you sling your beautiful balls all season long. With Manscaped's state-of-the-art technology, we'll have your weapon looking more loaded than the NFC South. Football may be rough, but your ball care doesn't have to be with Manscaped. Join the 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with promo code MinuteCast. Meet the best valued bundle yet, the Manscaped's Pocket Rockets, the Platinum Package. At quarterback, the Lawnmower 4.0, a wily vet who makes sure the unit is running smooth and scoring top-notch with proprietary advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower limits mistakes and protects the ball, plus it's waterproof so the weather conditions are no issue. At running back, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer built to bust through all the right holes. A hairless nostril just helps it keep a nose for the end zone. On the offensive line, we have our unsung heroes, the Crop Preserver, Ball Deodorant, and Crop Reviver, standing strong to keep your boys fresh and clean through all four quarters. At wideout, the cleanest duo in the league, the Ultra Premium Body Wash and Ultra Premium 2-in-1 Plus Conditioner. With their rugged scent, they attract both the ball and the ladies in the crowd. Plus, these two leave your skin and scalp feeling more hydrated. That means more plays on the field and less water breaks. At tight end, the product that makes your end look tight, Manscaped's anti-chafing boxer briefs, a dedicated jewel pouch to increase ball handling and a cool, steady vibe thanks to their moisture-wicking fabric. On defense, there's only one thing you need, the aluminum-free Ultra Premium Deodorant with refined cologne quality fragrance. It keeps sweat and locker room scents from making any ground. Plus, it dries clear so the opponent won't even know what hit them. To top it all off, we throw in the best coach in the league, the Shed Travel Bag, as a free bonus. Built to hold the team together, this travel size bag has a fumble-resistant zipper. And guys, let me tell you something. You spend all the time in the world making sure you look good above the waist. That's why they have the nose hair trimmer from Manscaped. It works well. It's not like the one that you get from the big box store where it gets dull right away or it breaks right away. Go to Manscaped, top-notch quality, plus for below the waist. That's right, guys out there. If you're trying to impress the lady in your life, that is why you need the ball trimmer here. When you take a look at it, there is a staggering statistic out there that says some men use the same razor on their face as they do on their balls. That's disgusting. Go get one from Manscaped so you can have one for that purpose. Also, they have the Manscaped's Crop Reviver Ball Toner. It is what it sounds like. And the Manscaped Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant. When you're getting physical with your lady, you don't want her to smell some nasty balls. That is why you need Manscaped. So, this has got to be the Super Bowl winning roster, but don't take my word for it. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with promo code MinuteCast. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com when you use promo code MINUTECAST. Manscaped, for turning your player into an MVP. All right, welcome back into this edition of the Bucs Daily MinuteCast, and thanks to our sponsor. So in this segment, what we're going to talk about is what we know on Chris Godwin out there. Chris Godwin, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? I don't think ultimately until it is game day on Sunday are we going to know if he is in fact going to play. This is coming from the Bucs Wire here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Chris Godwin could make his return Sunday night against the Dallas Cowboys, but it might come down to the wire. Godwin was asked whether or not his availability for the team's season opener would be a game time decision, and he answered in the affirmative. The Pro Bowl pass catcher suffered a season-ending knee injury in Week 15 of last season and has been working hard to return after surgery. Godwin has progressed throughout training camp from light running to individual team drills and has shed his knee brace earlier in the week. Even so, he has remained in non-contact jersey at practice. So, I think it's one of the things. I do think that he is going to play. How much play he's going to get, I guess, remains to be seen. But, I think, when you take a look at this, Tom Brady didn't come back here to just play a few games. Tom Brady came back to this team to win it all. He came back to win another Super Bowl. So he's going to need all the weapons out there at his disposal. I do think Chris Godwin will be out there on Sunday. I guess it remains to be seen. Another article in the Bucs Wire, they're talking about quarterback Tom Brady talks Julio Jones and the offensive line here. The Bucs will have plenty of new faces when they kick off their 2022 regular season Sunday night against the Dallas Cowboys, especially when compared to last year's team, which brought back every starter from their Super Bowl squad. Bucs QB Tom Brady Brady has a couple of new receivers in former Atlanta Falcons Julio Jones and Russell Gage, and the interior of the offensive line will feature 3 newcomers. That is the part that worries me a little bit more than anything, is the inexperienced guys on the offensive line. How is that going to work? If you talk to some of the insiders, they say, Dan, don't worry about it. This team is going to be okay. To me, as an outsider, it's an unproven commodity until you can go out there and prove that you're up to the task at hand. So there's just certain question marks out there that have me a little bit worried. The offensive line is one of those things. After Thursday's practice, Brady spoke with the media about Jones, what he brings to the offense, his confidence level when it comes to the new blockers. And, I think that it is a big thing for Brady to have, like I say, all these weapons at his disposal, because, the things that you can't plan for are the injury. Take a look at it. Cyril Grayson, who was out there last year, and then bringing in Brashard Perriman and the antics with Antonio Brown. There are so many outliers and intangibles that it's almost nearly impossible to plan on the unexpected. Could Mike Evans face another injury that he's been injured in the past? The good thing I got to say about Mike Evans is usually if he has injuries, they're not lingering injuries that last the entire season. So for the Buccaneers to have that depth, you looked in the preseason and you thought to myself, oh my God, why are they signing this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy? Well, take a look at it. It's always planning for the things that you can't always see. Most notably here, the Ryan Jensen thing. That is the one that stings the most for me. I do hope that the Bucs are able to find consistency at center. And if not, the NFL season is short. You don't have a lot of time to screw around here. If the Bucs are seeing inconsistency at center, they are going to have to go outside of the organization, despite what Bull said, despite what Jason Light and Spy Tech and all those other guys said. Brady came back here to win another Super Bowl, so we're not going to just choke on it because, we don't have that depth at center. So hopefully the Bucs get it together. My fingers are crossed. The arrow's pointing up. I have nothing but confidence in this team. I have even more confidence if Chris Godwin's out there. All right, once again, thank you for joining me on this edition of the Bucs Daily Minute Cast, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.